Hello, welcome to my new video series. This video series is called the Lessons from Stances series. So the idea behind this series is to take all these weird positions and stance movements that we have in Chinese martial arts and to examine them and learn how we can use them and apply them in martial arts. So a lot of us just end up standing in these different positions and it's told to us that we just need to train our legs to get strong and whatever. But these stances are actually how we're supposed to move through combat in Kung Fu and Chinese martial arts. So it's important to examine them and not just become a kickboxer. If you want to do kickboxing, join a kickboxing gym. Kung Fu, train the Kung Fu way, right? Otherwise, you'll just be a crappy kickboxer. So with each of these videos in the series, I'm going to be going over a specific stance in each one and going over the lessons and how you can apply that specific stance into combat. But in this video, we're doing the introductory video. So we're going to be going over the term for stance itself. So the term for stance in Chinese martial arts is called bu. And bu, the Chinese character, is essentially representative of a foot. It's a lines like this, and it's supposed to kind of resemble like the shape of a foot. And the meaning behind the term is to take a step. It's a verb, not a noun. So when you say that bu is a stance, implying that it's a noun, that is incorrect. And when you apply the static position, like a term of stance to it, it's also wrong. So what bu means is to take a step. This implies movement. It implies action because it is a verb, right? So when we're in these stances, right, in practice, we might take these positions and just kind of sit here for a while. But in actual application, it's not like a position you stand in. It's not like a boxing position where you walk around like this or any type of position where you're, taking a stance, so to speak. Right? It's not a position that you hold in front of an opponent. It's a step that you walk through. So if we're in horse stance, I'm not just in horse stance and facing you like this, right? I might be for a moment, but I'm transitioning from one thing into another thing. So I might take a horse stance, and then I might take a cat stance, and then I might take an X stance, and then I might take a bow stance. This is all in movement. So even when we're practicing in static positions to train our legs and to train root, I shouldn't be like kind of sitting here like I'm stuck here. I should be actively pressing the ground as if like I'm frozen in time and I'm in movement. So if my movement here is to transition from horse stance into X stance, right? It's like I get here and boom, frozen in time. So I'm still having that same activation into the legs as if I'm moving through the stance into the next position. So I'm not just sitting here. I'm actively pressing and spiraling my feet into the ground so that all the power is still there. Otherwise, you're just training to hurt the legs, which is good. It's good training, but it's not the full training. You need to have that spiral active component to it. Otherwise, you're missing how these stances, even when low, still have mobility in them. If you're in, say, a horse stance and you've been there for like 5 minutes and you've just been kind of sitting here in the stance, and then it's like, okay, time's up. All right. Whew. You have to kind of take yourself out of the stance. It wasn't really stance training. You were just kind of standing there. Because again, it's step training. We're training for active movement. So if I'm in this position, right, I should be active so that if I wanted to move, I could move, right? Even in like a position so low as this, I don't have to kick myself out of it. I just immediately go wherever I need to go, right? So there needs to be this active component to it. So take this lesson and apply it to all the different videos that's going to be in this series, all the different stances and positions, and any stances that you might have that I don't go over. Add this activeness to it, right? Because even though we might train in these positions, we also train in stepping, right, back and forth. And we have this active component to it, learning how to step from position to position while maintaining a root. This is very important. We don't want to get into a habit of like, I'm strong in this position, and then as soon as I move, I lose that strength. But once I get in back position, I'm good again. That's not it at all, right? If you do your stance training just in the static way, that's where your martial arts will be. And the moment you start to move, you lose all that rooting. So you need to be able to actively press through and maintain root even while in motion. So this is that active component to it. No matter what stance, no matter what style, if there's a moment in time where you're unstable, that's when your opponent's going to take advantage of you. So you need to have that rooting even while in motion, and that's what the boot implies. Stability in motion. So I'll see you in the next video.